Inkies, I hope you are well and welcome to Collage Sheet Day. Yes, it is Collage Sheet Day. It is August Collage Sheet Day, and thank you so much for joining me or continuing to join me for another month here on Patreon. I do truly appreciate it, especially when I know there are so many amazing creators out on the platform. I appreciate it very, very much that you have stuck with me or have decided to take the plunge and support me and my work. But this is everyone's favorite day, and I am very glad to show you what I've created for this month. There are 10 pages this month for collage sheets, and I will have a little chat about them. Now, I didn't get my copies done. I went to the printer place last night, and because it was so late, I went right before they closed because I was like taking my time and still spending the weekend with my family and stuff. I finished the sheets on Saturday, and so Sunday I spent the day with family and everything, doing all the bits and pieces. And then we went to the copier place like about half an hour before they shut. And apparently their specialized photocopier that does like acetate and all the things that I actually went there for was broken. So I can't even show you what some of these florals look like on acetate, but I will try and get them done during the week to see. She said it'll be fixed sometime today, but I'm like, that's just too late. So I've only got my originals, which is fine. But sometimes I really like to show you what some of the elements look like on acetate, because some of the times I create the backgrounds purely for using with acetate, well, the envisionment of why I created it. But that's okay. I can't always get acetate, so I'm just a bit bummed because I was really looking forward to seeing some of the florals. This month there are some quirky, sort of patchworky, creative mixed media monsters for you to play with. There is a few pages from my journal, a few little borders and fillers. I'm actually thinking of making these sketchy hearts as numbers next month, so if you'd like some sketchy heart numbers, let me know, because I thought they were really cute. They were just something I did like last minute to fill gaps yesterday, and once I'd done a couple I was like, they'd look really cute as numbers. So they are there. I love these guys so much. It was something new that I played with this month. So I was just exploring patterns and using some of the backgrounds that I'd previously created and seeing if I could push it further and sort of collaborate them with some of my drawings. And this was the result, and I'm very happy with how this guy has stolen my heart. That's why these guys are quite large. Obviously you can print these smaller if you just change your percentage when you print, so you can have smaller ones. But I know these sorts of things are what people put in their pockets, so I sometimes leave them quite a little bit larger, knowing you can just shrink them down. There are 2 sets of numbers this month because I did promise to do the black and white patterned numbers from last month for this month. So I already had them sitting there with the craft circle. So you can see there the black and white pattern that I did for you guys as a background last month. I said they'd look really cool as numbers, and a lot of people asked for them, so I kept them. So they're there, and I've also got a couple of just single florals. These look really great as backings on photographs and things like that, and a few little spare sort of, where is my, put in here, these sorts of things here are what I use, of course, when I want to find something specific. I can never find it. My mini data, it's actually probably a bit too large, but looks really cute with these. So there's a couple of blank ones. They're just, you know, gap fillers. I like to have as much of the white space like used up on your pages. So there's one set there. I had a lot of requests to have the calendar image as a large image without the calendar. A lot of requests actually for something that I didn't think a lot of people would like, because it is very sort of monochromatic. It's very a lot of these pieces that have very emotion driven stuff, especially when I draw them, I always fear that people aren't going to like it because it is a little bit sad, a little bit grey, a little bit sort of emo, but definitely these sorts of pieces are when I'm probably my most vulnerable, and they seem to be a hit, which makes me really happy because I was really stressed that I didn't think everyone would enjoy it, but it has been a huge hit, and that just makes my heart sing. And then I had a lot of people ask if they could just have this guy really big. I was gonna make him A4, but I thought that is just a bit too much, so I kind of made him half an A4, so you can use that in your journals. If you want this in A4 size, tell me. I can make it happen this month for you, because I know a lot of people wanted to print it. I know Ro wants to frame it. Pretty sure that's what she asked me for, if she could have it in large form. So I've got a couple of tea-dyed tags, or one actually, a couple, and a little bit of a border. I loved these. I did a whole video studio snippets where I was showing you what I do to capture dried flowers and photograph them and things like that. Dried flowers are one of my most favorite things, and they give me so much inspiration. So much so that I made a second set of numbers this month with a little floral theme. They're very girly. It's my handwriting for the numbers. So if you're not a big fan of the black and white, so you've got a lot of black and whites already, I did create some floral numbers for you to have a play with. My little quirky carrot, and just filling bits and pieces. These look really cute on the ends, or even cut and made into tabs. So there's those. I also have some really cool big word things like make art, date, it's okay, journal, and write. I made them quite large so you could use them on covers of journals and things like that. I also made little date ones up here, because sometimes I like to put something like that and then add the date. I made them in two different colorways. Well, I didn't make them in two different colorways. I just adjusted the color so that you could have, if you weren't a big fan of this colorway, there's a more purpley version. A little bit of a tip in from one of the backgrounds that I created, and then I took the calendar, the calendar creature I should say, and cut him down and put an it's okay next to it. I think he's definitely going to have a home in my journal. And then one of the other little creatures that I was playing with in that sort of background style, which I think I want to explore that a lot more. I had a lot of fun this month creating the characters, more so than ever, and it's definitely mixing and merging traditional and digital. The calendar was also the same. A lot of the calendar was watercolor washed first and then transferred into Procreate. I should do more videos sort of merging traditional and digital, but I'm not sure if people are that interested. Not everyone has an iPad, not everyone has the ability to use Procreate and that sort of thing, and I totally get that. So if you want more videos of morphing traditional and digital, let me know, and I'll see what I can do. This was what I really wanted to get onto acetate. I had done a big flower background I think last year, and it was a huge hit. Is one of my journals around that's got it in there? My junk journal. I'm looking around thinking, where are all my journals? Where is my junk journal? I swear that junk journal goes missing every 5 seconds. Give me a second and I'll see if I can find it. Is my A5 Midori MD. I'm not sure if I've done a flip of this. I probably should think about doing that. So this was one of the ones that I did last year. Of course, I don't show it properly. So there's some of the flowers, and then I did a really big one with this sort of layering as well on acetate. So there's some of the ones from previous months. This one was a huge favorite, and I see it overlaid on so many journals because it was such a favorite of everyone's, including mine. This thing has gotten so big. I've only got like a little bit left, and I got to the point where the hump was killing me. So not sure if I'm going to finish it out or whether I'm just going to leave those blank pages at the back, but it's very chunky. Anyway, and I'm pretty sure I also did some with these flowers as well from a couple of months ago. I put them onto acetate as well. They looked really, really cute. Dried flowers just really lend themselves well to being photographed, especially when they still keep their color. And my trick is to just leave them in a vase for a really long time. I'm pretty sure the ones that I had were in a vase for about a month-ish, month and a half maybe. And the Gerberas and this that still really kept their color. So as you can see, I'd only amped up the color of these only slightly. I didn't have to do much to them, and they also dry in such beautiful positions. So I think that's going to make a really cool acetate. I cannot wait. And the other thing that I did for you was I created two A5 ones. So these are A5 size in the sort of baby's breath and pinky tone one, and then the same one again. So you can either have them like that, you could cover a journal in that and have like floral on the back, floral on the front. But I thought about more along the tip-in side of things and sort of layering up with the two florals. I absolutely love them, and I'm so glad how they turned out. Man, I can never get tired of photographing florals, that's for sure. I've done 2 sets of days, so I've given you 4 weeks worth of days, but I've given you 2 sets of the floral ones here, so that's using these. And then I did more mixed media ones with my own handwriting because I've had a couple of requests and I don't know why anyone would possibly want my little chicken scrawl writing, but they are there for you in 2 different types of colors. I've got the small calendar down in the bottom, and I've got my sad sumo from my journal, which was a request. Even though you have all these elements basically except the eyes, when I put it together for one of the journal with me's, you can see there's the girl there. He was something that people asked for as well, so I scanned him and just sized him down a little bit. I didn't think you needed him at like large size, so there's that for you there. And then we have a beautiful tip-in in black and white graphic with some craft and some cool lips, and I've put the word "right" on the lips. I've got this little head here from my pages of my journal. She is here, so I didn't obviously give you the bit that I'd started writing on, but I thought people would enjoy using her head. Pretty sure that's all. There's the original, but this is actually scrapbook paper it's obviously copyrighted, so I didn't want to infringe on that, so I just created my own little version of it. I've got a Hello August graphic up here for people that like to have those sorts of things in their journals. I've also got some quirky fruit in a strawberry and a pineapple, which was from my Choose Your Own Adventure. Well, the concept was from my Choose Your Own Adventure page here. Choose Your Own Adventure journaling is a monthly thing, challenge that we do up in the top tier, where I pick a prompt out that you guys have put into a box. Well, all your prompts I cut up and put into a box, and then everyone does their take and I do my take. So this was my take for this month, and so I took the same concept, and when I was merging all my patterned papers and things like I was doing here, like the like I said, I was experimenting with a different way of creating. These little guys came about. I've got some bigger todays and journals. These sorts of things are so handy and really cool to have. The reason why, I should scroll out just a little bit, but then you can see my thing. Anyway, these, I love putting them on the fronts of journals, so I'm thinking I might put it on my Japan journal because we leave in just under 2 months, and so I'm starting to sort of think about ideas about how I want it to look. I know I'm going standard for my Japan journal because I want to take my OG TN with me, but I'm thinking of going junk journal with a mixture of the 003 paper thrown in there. I shouldn't be showing this paper, it's Nostalgia. What am I losing my mind? Anyway, that's my thought processes, so they are there for you. And then of course this month I've got some minis for you. I've got mini days of the week. I've got all the little illustrations in mini size. So I've done 1 of the floral and 2 of the mixed media. I've also used the florals as this month's tiny numbers. I've done a couple of the hearts, a couple of the Monday mantras. And then a few of their little write journal, it's okay, and dates and make art down there for you. And obviously the minis will go out to everyone as a bonus print, but you guys, it'll be in your bundle as always. I think that they are a mixture of vintage, floral, you name it, quirky, weird. I'm really happy that there's a nice balance of things for everyone this month. I really cannot wait. I'm probably going to see if I'm going to go back to the printer store today, tonight, and see if they can get these onto acetate for me. They would look so cool. Even on vellum, they'd look super cool. Maybe I could put them on vellum as well while I'm there. But this is my current journal at the moment, because I am doing, well, One Book July is over, I guess. It is now August. But for One Book July, I decided to go to the standard. I was in quite a few different journals. I was in a B6. I had my Hobonichi. I had too many things. So I cut down Astrology. I'm pretty sure I've already chatted about this, but I thought I'd just have a quick sort of, I'm not going to do like an end overview video of One Book July, because it wasn't, I'm still doing it. It wasn't a fail, but it wasn't anything to write home about. It doesn't deserve its own video. My stuff is so boring. And I've got sort of bits and pieces, my daily to-dos. I've got pages for, you know, planning the Japan trip. Stuff like not header pages, what do you call them? Lists? No, they're called something. They're called something, and my brain is so not with it. Collections. There we go. I haven't even put in August for the title. I've just put a pink fat cat jumping over the link, and then this is today's stuff from the weekend, just to cut down Astrology. I will keep going with it because it's working, it's doing its job. It's, you know, a no frills planner way for me. It does really help that I don't feel any guilt the way I was with the printed planners, because when I talked about this in my One Book July video, the planner guilt that I get when I'm either having a depression week or an anxiety week, or one of those sort of mental illnesses that keep me from being the best version of myself, being the most productive version of myself. And so I'll have these massive gaps that will visually show me when I am falling apart. And I felt guilty that I wasn't using all the pages to the best of my ability, because I obviously paid all this money for this printed planner, and obviously it wasn't getting used for several weeks of the year. I don't know, it wasn't a good thing for me. It did make me feel, I don't know, crap. And that's not something you want to feel when you're trying to get out of that mindset already. So I'm going to stick with this little thing. I'm really enjoying my standard, and I want to keep using it all the way up until Japan. I had plans of trying to use this entire journal up in 1 month. It didn't happen. It was a pie in the sky goal, but at least if I don't have heaps left, I'm almost at the halfway mark, so I can probably finish it out before I leave for Japan. This is the 003 insert. One of my favorites, one of the ones that I use so much in the beginning, and it's slowly getting there. There's still not a lot of chronological stuff to it, but I am definitely trying to write as much as I can. I do leave little gaps here and there, and sometimes when I want something that's totally irrelevant to anything, it's probably just me having a whinge, I just write it down there. But yeah, I've really also been enjoying using the paper artsy paints. I've talked about these heaps before. I know this is the collage sheet video, but I'm feeling chatty. And they are matte craft paint in these muted colors. I got them for a By Bun class. They were her color recommendations. I have loved them so much and used them so much that I may have to purchase some more, but I've been saying that forever. I've had these 8 colors, and that's all I have, and I use them constantly, and they just go really well. And they still, even though they're muted, they still really work with sort of the brighter colors. I use some in my junk journal as well. So I've got prepped pages when I did a prepping journal video. I've got obviously very crazy pink pages for Japan planning. I've got lots of journaling that I need to write about. And then this is kind of where I'm up to. Why did I skip a page? Oh, it's because I knew I had to scan and I didn't want anything to run when I was scanning, when I needed to scan this girl still. So I left a page, which I will go back and fill. And then this is me when the girls and I booked our tickets to Japan the other day or last week. I don't know, I'm losing time. I'm losing track of time, guys. I feel like it's just the year's just disappearing way too quickly. But yeah, that is it. That is enough chatting about my journals. But I hope you enjoy your collage sheets for this month. I cannot wait to see how you use them. I can't wait to see all the florals everywhere. They are absolutely one of my favorite things to include in collage sheet day. And obviously the monsters from this month really have won my heart with their sort of patchworky nature. Yeah, I cannot wait to see what you guys do with everything. Again, if you use my collage sheets, please tag me on social media so I can see what everyone is doing with them. You guys are so great at tagging me and using our Inky Patreon tribe hashtag. Obviously, you don't have to use a hashtag if you don't want to, but it's the easiest way for me to find you and follow you, especially if you are a new Inky. I try and follow as many people that tag me as I possibly can, and then I know that's how a lot of other Inky members find each other, is through that hashtag. And I know that a lot of people do some very cool things with these. I cannot wait to see what you guys do with these. Whether you Frankenstein them, morph them, change them, these will be what I check. I probably look for what people do the most, I think, because I love seeing how people can dissect them and do what I do. Like, I love to sort of take a bit from here and take a bit from there, but there are things that people do in our group that I'd never even would think twice about doing. So I love sort of spying on what everything that you guys are creating with the collage sheets. That is it for another month. I am going to be posting up a thread in the next few days for collage sheet requests. I normally get the $15 girls and guys to give me ideas, but I thought I would open it up to the $10 tier as well, because you guys obviously are here for collage sheets as well. So I want to grab a whole heap of collage ideas, because I need to work on 2 sets of collage sheets this month, next month, because when I head out to Japan, it is right on collage sheet release day, so I need to be ahead of the game. So I thought I would collect a whole heap of collage sheet ideas so that I can get working on the September and October sheets concurrently. So you may not get 10 sheets for the next 2 months. We'll see. You know how I can't really keep myself, but we'll see. I will definitely, it's meant to be 4, guys, like for reals. It's meant to be a 4-page release, and I don't think I've done it ever. Maybe once or twice right at the beginning. So I always give more than I should. Hubby's like, keep a few pages back. I'm like, no, can't stop, won't stop. And nothing's gonna change. I don't listen to anyone when it comes to collage sheets, because the amount of people that tell me to hold pages back is, I'd be rich if I, you know, had $1 for every time someone said hold back some pages. I'd be rich, because I ignore it every time. But because I've got to create 2 sets together-ish, it may be a little bit less than 10, maybe like 6. We'll see. We'll see. You never know. I may get another huge spark of inspiration and just go ham. You never know with me. You never know. I hope you have a wonderful, amazing, creative and colorful month this month, and I will talk to you guys very, very soon. Bye.